What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Logistical Styles coming at you with another video. And this time I just wanted to catch up on what was going on. It seems like we got a lot of new stuff happening in the DJ industry right now. Some exciting things for some folks, and just wanted to take a look at it and I guess give my opinion on it. And it's just really just a talking head video today. So let's get into it. All right. So the first thing that I'm really interested in is the new powered battery powered sub from Mackie, the Mackie Thump Go sub or Sub Go or whatever they call it. I am really excited about it. I think it is a long time coming and it's overdue. It's really great to have an option for a battery powered sub out there now. Everything on it looks pretty good on paper, but I just feel like maybe I've already solved that solution for myself. So as much as I initially wanted to get into it and get one, I'm probably not going to jump on it because, as you've probably seen in my other videos that I posted previously, I use the Harbinger 12-inch subs and I just put them on a battery pack. Um, I've got two battery packs. I've done reviews on them here. I've got the one that's continued by On, and then I've got the Blue Eddy battery pack, which they gave away at the DJs at the pole last year. It was last year, and it's enough to power my 12-inch subs. And I was looking at the specs on the Mackie sub, and I realized it's only two 8-inch subwoofers in that enclosure. And obviously they did it, because it's supposed to be a compact system, and you know, anything bigger probably would have required bigger batteries or more power. I'm guessing, but I feel like what I have right now with two 12-inch subs is a better option. And I think I'm going to stick with those instead of running after and getting the Mackie battery powered subs. Like I really, really want them, but it's one of those things where I just can't justify the cost for it, especially considering I probably would only be using it around the house or for personal stuff. Some weddings, some gigs, I mean, I wouldn't use it for a ceremony or anything like that. Maybe a cocktail hour speaker, but I think what I have already is good enough and will suffice. So I'm going to stick with my Harbinger 12-inch subs and just put a battery pack on them, put my Mackie Thumb Goes on top, and that's my battery powered portable system. I mean, it would be dope to have all that in one system, but I think what I have is better because not only do I have um, a bigger battery, which gives me longer um, use, it also gives me extra outlets, with this battery pack that I use, the Blue Eddy one. It has two AC outlets and four USB uh, outlets and um, surface charging for your phone. So I think I'm gonna stick with what I have. I think it's dope. It's a really dope piece of equipment, and I'm looking forward to seeing people using it and maybe even getting a chance to use it. But I think I might have to pass on that. Now, another thing that has come out and caught my eye was the Reloop RP7s, the 7-inch turntables. I was so excited when I first saw those and heard about them, and I jumped on. Like it came out, I think, on the 26th of August, and I placed an order like 3 days later, and it's on back order already. They said the next shipment won't come out until I think they said late October, October 24th is the date that they gave. I think they're dope. I think it's definitely a niche product that certain people will find a use for and others won't. I was excited about it and still am because I can use it in two different ways. I can put phase on it and bring my Rain 70 out to do more gigs and just instant doubles, which would be just like me using a Rain 12, except it's a lighter, more portable device. I think the RP7s weigh like 10 pounds. So that would definitely be a plus for me. And then I also do have a collection of 7-inch records, 45s of all different um, genres, mostly urban stuff, hip hop, R&B, old school, and of course all my scratch records because I like the portable scene as well. So I still collect 7-inch records on that side of things. I thought the price was a little bit high, but it does make sense. I mean, it is what it is. I would have rather it been like maybe 500 instead of 599, or maybe 450. But either way, I went ahead and put my order in, and it wasn't until about a day ago that I decided to actually cancel the order. And I think this is going to be an issue that Reloop is going to deal with, is the fact, and this happened before with the Mixon 8. They announce the product, they release it, and then there's a wait for either uh, a fixed problem, and then they release the product again, or maybe they didn't have enough supply on hand, or whatever the issue is. But um, I realized, I mean, it did get me, the announcement of the turntable did get me reinvigorated and looking, uh, messing around with my 7-inch vinyl collection a little bit more, a lot more. I've been ordering stuff. I've been getting, repressings of some classic hip hop songs or some new stuff. And I'm gonna do a video about that coming up as well, showing you the vinyl that I've been able to buy, because a lot of people will tell you, "Oh, you can't get new stuff or you can't get the good stuff on vinyl." It's there. I promise you. I've been finding it. But anyway, I've been, excited about it. But then I also realized that I can still be excited about it and play my 7-inch vinyl with what I already have. I have a pair of Reloop RP 7000 MK2s. That's what I replaced my Techniques with, and I've been using those for a couple of years, and they work just fine. They play my 45s just fine. So why? Now I just got to questioning myself as to why would I spend $600 or $1,200 for a pair of record players that are confined to only playing 7-inch records, and I already have turntables that can play 7-inch records. The option of being able to use phase with them, really was had me. It's really what was keeping me interested in them, because I could be like, okay, I can keep my range 70 and just put a pair of those, and I got something better than, in my opinion, better than Rev 7 or Rain 1, MK1 or MK2. Yeah, I'm like, this is the real deal. It's turntables, and I can run it with phase, and I got the mixer of my choice. But the more I thought about it, I was like, nah, because at the end of the day, when I get the gigs that I get are most easily done with a controller. And the gigs I would get, I would just book it and show up with either my Rev 1 or my Rev 5. And I don't need another DJ set. I already have my turntables here. I've got, like I said, my Reloop turntables. They do great. But I think Reloop kind of missed the boat on it. They had my sale. I would have been locked in and paid for them had they been available. But they did what they did with the Mixon 8. They released the product, and then when people wanted to buy it, it wasn't available. And now that I've had time to think about it, I went ahead and canceled my order. I didn't need it. I realized, nah, I could spend my money somewhere better. You know what I'm saying? I can do something else with it. So it's a great product. I'm very interested. I would like to be able to use it and to put my hands on it, but I don't see me investing in it right now. Now, the other thing that popped up on the DJ news is the fact that Serato, Record Box, and DJ Pro have all now been able to use Spotify. And I think that's great for people who use Spotify. I think you know, there's a lot of people who depend on it. I mean, Spotify is the leading streaming source for music for just people in general and for DJs. So I think it's definitely overdue. But in my opinion, it's another one of those things that I'm not going to jump into and use, because I've already made my commitment to, I'm an Apple Music user. So that's what my commitment is. And it's not just me personally, it's my whole family. I have the whole family plan. So we all use Apple Music, and I'm already paying for it. And I haven't had any issues with getting music. I feel like if it's not on Apple Music, I'm not going to put any more effort into trying to find a particular song. I just don't have it. But good for those people who use Spotify. Once upon a time, I was using Tidal. Tidal was my streaming music source. But then once Apple Music was brought into the fold, then I realized I didn't want to pay for two streaming services. So I got rid of Tidal, kept my Apple Music that I'm already paying for, and um, I'm not getting a Spotify premium subscription just to be able to use Spotify. So, and there's other options. So, like if you do get a Spotify playlist from a client, you can use something like Tune My Music or SoundIs to convert those Spotify playlists into a playlist on the platform of your choice. So, I don't feel like it was, a great thing for me. It's nice that it's there for other DJs, but um, yeah, now the platforms have Spotify access, so that's a big news for the DJ community. I really can't think of anything else big going on right now with the DJ community. I mean, those are three big things in itself: the addition of Spotify, the Mackie powered sub. That stuff is really exciting, and even the Reloop RP7. And I think all these things are great for specific types of DJs, and I'm not mad at that. And I guess that will pull me into, I guess, my closing little statement about this, and that is that everything that's released for DJs is not for every DJ. And I think I'm happy that I'm able to realize that everything that comes out isn't made for me or designed for me or the type of DJing I'm doing. And I wish other DJs would realize that as well. There's a lot of different niches of DJs. You have mobile DJs, and then you can break that down into, well, what kind of mobile DJ are you? Do you do weddings? Do you do mitzvahs? Do you do corporate stuff? Um, do you do backyard parties at homes or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different layers to that. Then there's radio DJs. Then there's battle DJs. Then there's all kinds of DJs, and then some of them do a little bit of everything. I've done I feel like every type of genre of it. I've, DJ'd on radio. I've DJ'd um, in battles. I've DJ'd weddings. I've done corporate events, backyard, home parties, pool parties, you name it, So I think, and I've realized that's been able to afford me the opportunity to realize that everything isn't made for every type of DJ. There have been times when I was going through my wedding phase and I didn't need the stuff that I was worried about when I was doing just bars and clubs, or vice versa. Or, um, you know, when you do mobile events, you're a little bit more into lighting. So that stuff means something to you. And in the same way of your other choices. So maybe you're a Serato DJ versus a DJ Pro DJ. You know what I'm saying? You are used to different features for your software. So, and then other things in your life, like for instance, the streaming platforms. I am already an Apple Music user. So the news and the update of Spotify being added was just like, okay, that happened. That's cool. More people will be excited about DJing. So more people will have more options. Same thing with just a little of everything. Are you an Apple user? Are you a Windows user? Are you a Mac? Are you an Android? Those things lead you down certain paths, and those are either limitations or advantages that you have based on what you're trying to do and what you're using. So I think more DJs need to look at it that way. When you see something, don't just bash it because it doesn't work for you and you don't use that platform or you don't use that equipment or you don't DJ that way. So calling it trash just because it's not for you, I think that's weak. I think DJs need to be open-minded and realize, hey, as long as the industry keeps advancing and there's new technology coming out, it's a win for everybody. So yeah, that's what this segment is all about. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope maybe it was interesting to somebody out there. If you like what you hear, don't forget to like, subscribe. Going to try to do a little bit more of this. I'm changing up my setup a little bit. As you can see, I'm using a different mic. I just did a review on this mic right here, so check that video out. I'm using my Mackie Mobile Mix a little bit more because it's definitely designed for what I'm doing here. So anyway, let's wrap this up, and hopefully we got a new video coming out shortly after this one. So hit that bell so you know when it happens and when it drops. And until next time, it's your boy Logistical Styles, and I am out. Peace.